الحمد لله وكفى والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده وبعد. Alhamdulillah. We are starting from Shaykh al-Islam in his Tafsir, Imam Ibn Al-Jawzi rahimahullah. We're starting firstly with the recap of Ayah 120, and then inshallah starting from Ayah 121. We had terminated, our terminus was Ayah 120, where the Imam rahimahullah, he said, quote, "And so we learn from the words of the Exalted One, where he had said, وَلَن تَرْضَى عَنْكَ الْيَهُودُ وَلَا النَّصَارَى حَتَّى تَتَّبِعَ مِلَّتَهُمْ قُلْ إِنَّ هُدَى اللَّهِ هُوَ الْهُدَى وَلَئِنِ اتَّبَعْتَ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ بَعْدَ الَّذِي جَاءَكَ مِنَ الْعِلْمِ مَا لَكَ مِنَ اللَّهِ مِنْ وَلِيٍّ وَلَا نَصِيرٍ." The Jews and the Christians will never be pleased with you until you follow their way. Say, indeed, the guidance of Allah is the only guidance. If you were to follow their base ways and corrupted desires after that which came to you of the knowledge, there would have not been from Allah a help or ally for you in this regard. Surat Al-Baqarah, Ayah 120. And so the Exalted One has mentioned the Jews and Christians will never be happy with you. The reason for the revelation of this ayah regarding the 3 points. Firstly, that the Jews of Medina and the Christians of Najran, they had been hoping that the Prophet ﷺ would have faced their Qibla. But when he turned towards the Kaaba, they lost hope in that regard. So this ayah was sent down, as mentioned by Ibn Abbas. This ayah was also mentioned in regard to the fact that they called him to their religion. And this ayah was sent down with regard to that. Thirdly, they had been asking for a treaty that they would not keep. And this was sent down in regards to that fact, as quoted by Az-Zujaj. According to Az-Zujaj, the word millah in the language means a path or way. Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu has said, and the guidance of Allah here is Islam, while that which came to him of the knowledge was 4 things. One was the change of the Qibla to the Kaaba, as mentioned by Ibn Abbas. 2, the clarification that the deen of Allah is Islam. Thirdly, that the knowledge was the Qur'an. And fourthly, the knowledge of the astrayness of all of humanity. This statement of the Exalted One, you would not have any helper or ally besides Allah if you followed their base desires, means no one could help you and no one could protect you from his punishment if you had followed their base desires. The Exalted One has then said further, الَّذِينَ آتَيْنَاهُمُ الْكِتَابَ يَتْلُونَهُ حَقَّ تِلَاوَتِهِ أُولَئِكَ يُؤْمِنُونَ بِهِ وَمَنْ يَكْفُرْ بِهِ فَأُولَئِكَ هُمُ الْخَاسِرُونَ يا بني إسرائيل اذكروا نعمتي التي أنعمت عليكم وأني فضلتكم على العالمين واتقوا يوما لا تجزي نفس عن نفس شيئا ولا يقبل منها عدل ولا تنفعها شفاعة ولا هم ينصرون. Those who we gave them the book, recite it as it ought to be recited. These are those who believe in it. Whoever disbelieves in it, then they are those who are the losers. Children of Israel, remember my favor which I bestowed upon you when I made you and preferred you over all the nations. Fear a day in which no soul shall be rewarded at all for the soul of another, and one shall not be able to avail another. Nor shall any bargain or intercession be accepted or granted, nor shall they be helped in that regard. وَإِذِ ابْتَلَى إِبْرَاهِيمَ رَبُّهُ بِكَلِمَاتٍ فَأَتَمَّهُنَّ قال إني جاعلك للناس إماما قال ومن ذريتي قال لا ينال عهد الظالمين. And when Ibrahim was tested by his Lord with words, and he completed the words that he was given, he said to him, indeed, I will make you, Ibrahim, an imam for the people. He, Ibrahim, said, and from my progeny and offspring as well. He, Allah, said, my covenant shall not reach those who are the oppressors. Surat Al-Baqarah, Ayat 121 to 124. When the Exalted One has said, those who we gave them the book, there are different reasons why this verse was revealed. One is that it was revealed regarding those who believed from among the Jews, as said by Ibn Abbas. Secondly, there were also the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, as said by Ikrimah and Qatada. The book referred to here, when it says those who we gave them the book recited as it should be recited and studied, one point is that it is the Qur'an. It's mentioned by Qatada. And one position is that it is the Torah, as said by Muqatil. Reciting it as it is its right, this means that those who are reciting from that book are acting according to what is within it, as was mentioned by Mujahid. The Exalted One, when he said, these are those who believe in it, the it here is referring to the book, and it is also referring in the second point to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And whatever comes after this has already been discussed in some length regarding the children of Israel being blessed and similar remarks. Now, when it was said that when Ibrahim was tested by his Lord with words, the testing here was that he was informed of some information that was to come and some news that he was to take from Allah. Now, there are 6 ways in which the name Ibrahim is pronounced in the language. One is Ibrahim. And secondly, it's Ibrahim. The third is Ibrahim. Fourthly is Ibrahim. Fifthly is Ibrahim. And sixthly is Ibrahim. Remember the words of Abdul Muttalib, who he said, "We have tasted the sweetness of all of what has been given." Remember when Ibrahim sought his refuge, facing the Kaaba while he was standing. He, Abdul Muttalib, also said further, "We are the people of Allah at his Kaaba. This will always be the case since the time of Ibrahim," meaning Ibrahim. In the words that Ibrahim was taught, it should be remembered that they were 5 in number, as all are agreed. And they are the following. One is that there were 5 statements to be remembered in the mind and 5 things for the body. The commands for the mind centered around the head, and they were parting the hair while combing, gargling water in the mouth during wudu, bringing water up the nose and blowing it out in wudu, parring and clipping the mustache, and the use of the tooth stick. The 5 things for the body were the following. The clipping of the fingernails and toenails, is the first. The second is the shaving of the pubic hair. Third is cutting the underarm hair. Fourth is purification using water. And fifth is the khitan, or circumcision of the male.